What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Best Women's Boxing Show, period. The only reason why I'm kind of whispering is because Christy and I are doing something we're not supposed to do. We're doing an interview in a place we're not supposed to, but I don't care. I got the champ, and I got the champ. Hi. Oh, is she a little biter? Or he or she?
He is actually sucking on my finger because he's stressed. He's nervous about the camera.
Oh, it's all right. Don't worry. You are made for the you are made for the camera. It's all right. All right, Christy. Before I had to take you out, but we're here for the first WBC Women's Summit. You think of the convention and then you just think of all the female events, but what do you think about this summit that WBC is putting on?
I think this is a great opportunity for not just women to meet the other women and kind of join forces here, but Margaret Goodman talking to us about doping and accidentally testing positive. Sometimes crap like that does happen. And so just to make fighters more aware of those kind of things. Later on, we're going to hear about financial planning. Come on, we all need the help. We need somebody to talk to us because we get caught up in the middle of the career and we're so excited and we're all not ever thinking that this may be the last payday.
Yes.
You're always, I have one more payday, so I'll spend this money. It doesn't always work that way. So there's so many topics that are so important to the fighters, the female fighters. This is awesome, and it's focused on women.
Yes. I really enjoy it because when I turn around and I see all the female fighters, old and new, and some that are just upcoming, and I know I'm starstruck every time I see you, but imagine they've never met you before, and they're like, oh my God. Christy Martin, you could be the reason why they box. And it was such a pleasure to hear Laila Ali say you were the reason, not her father, to become a boxer. And she hid it from her dad. How did you, she said that to you, how did you feel about that?
Hi, Al. There's Al Bernstein.
What's up, Al Bernstein? The first time that I heard Laila Ali say that I was the reason that she boxed, it was, wow, this anybody's paying attention, noticing, and then Laila, with her father being Muhammad Ali, you would think that would be why she wanted to box. So, but it just tells you this is the first woman that she saw do it. Yeah. So hey, if that woman can do it, I can too. And that was Laila. She saw somebody else do it, and it doesn't matter. I think Layla's that kind of person that whatever it might be, she sees somebody else doing it, she knows she can do it too.
Yeah, and if you guys don't know, the fight that she's talking about, it was Christy Martin versus Deirdre Gogarty. It was the best bloody fight on the Mike Tyson undercard. Whoo! And so bloody and all. But Christy Martin, the last time I spoke with you, I did the VH1 thing with you, and I was totally like geeking out because I was so nervous. And now there was a movie being made about you. I think it's made. Sydney Sweeney, of all people, who made it. I have to ask you because when she's portraying you, was it kind of an aha moment like, oh my God, this is what I've done in my life?
It was a lot of those moments where I watched her be me and she kicked ass. Let me tell you, she was me. And it made me laugh, it made me scream, it made me clap. And even on some of the fight scenes, I was in the back cheering for her to knock her out. And obviously I know what's going to happen, but it was awesome to be part of the filming. It is done. We should see it in the theaters by the end of the year. And again, Sydney Sweeney, she killed it. Ben Foster played Jim Martin. Oh my goodness! I mean, he was so great. I had to stay away from him because he was Jim Martin. Until it was over. And then I gave him a huge hug and told him thank you because it's so important that this movie shows people about domestic violence, about sexuality, about, I call myself the ultimate underdog. Mm-hmm. I'm a coal miner's daughter from southern West Virginia. Come on, man. Yeah. And I made it to the top of the boxing world. I feel like I've got to fight in Madison Square Garden. I fought out here in Vegas, promoted by Don King, fighting on Mike Tyson shows and HBO and Showtime. And it couldn't get any bigger and better at that time. And I feel like that the fight with Gogarty, as you mentioned, was definitely the fight that got everybody open their eyes to women's boxing. I called Deirdre Gogarty after I witnessed Katie Taylor and Serrano in the Garden, and I said, we've lost our place. We were the number one fight for the change of women's boxing, but they became the number one fight. That was an awesome fight. They filled up Madison Square Garden. it was a great night of boxing for women's boxing.
We're
For
gonna-
boxing, it was a great night.
We're going to talk about that real fast in a little bit, but with Sydney Sweeney, because when an actor obviously has to study, how did she study you? Did she have a lot of conversations with you, or did she watch your tape, or how did that go?
I think that Sydney Sweeney's one of those actresses that like really gets into the part they're playing, believes in herself,
Yeah.
and believes that she wants to do the ultimate job, and she did. She must have watched a lot of video. We had a few conversations, but we didn't spend a lot of time together pre-filming.
Yeah.
And then even as the movie was being made, I would talk to her. Every cut she was coming back there, and we were talking. But we were talking about Champ. We were talking about other things, not really about the boxing per se.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, she's a tiny, tiny little thing, and so when we saw her transformation, and I saw it, I think on TMZ, I'm like, my God, she looks like you, just like that one picture. It's incredible. I cannot wait to see it. Sydney Sweeney. I can't wait. I mean, maybe it could be Oscar worthy, but yeah, I don't know. But your performances are Oscar worthy regardless in the ring. And Sydney Sweeney, I'm so proud of you for making this lady the name that she is and putting her out on the silver screen. Now, you just talked about Taylor Serrano. There's going to be a 3. It was so good, even though Taylor won the second one. Many thought that Serrano won the second one. But now I believe it's a warranted trilogy. Who did you have winning the second one, first of all, before anything?
Well, you know what? That was the final night of filming for the movie. Oh. So I was sneaking peeks and watching as much as I could, and then I watched afterwards. I think those two could fight, 100 rounds, and I don't know if we can have a winner. Oh. I think that, Amanda does what she does, and she takes a little edge, and then here comes Taylor roaring back, and then the same thing happens. Taylor gets a little edge, and then here comes Amanda. I think those two are so equally matched that there's no way we can see a bad fight unless Father Time gets Katie Taylor.
Oh, okay. Well, she did say in an interview that retirement, she can't do this forever. Right. But it's going to be a war. Okay, so now who do you think in your mind, based on skill for skill of what you see, who's going to take the third?
Well, I think the third one, it's hard for any team, as we always know, or any fighter to beat a good opposition 3 times. Mm-hmm. So I think this is Amanda's fight to have. She's fighting back in the Garden. She's going to have all her fans there, and then we'll probably see number 4. When are these two? And look, right. It's great for boxing.
And it's on Netflix again.
It's on Netflix, which I'm super excited about because we have the Netflix documentary as well. So we have a relationship with Netflix. So hopefully I have my name in the hat to be a commentator actually for the fight.
Did you hear that? Most Valuable Promotions, Netflix. I would love that. I think you should be, because why not? I mean, because I'm going to just keep posting this out to Most Valuable Promotions and Jake Paul and Mike Leonardi, all of you guys. It's on an all-female bout. Did you see that? Alicia Baumgardner is now co-headlining her undisputed titles against Jennifer Miranda. That was, and then Naomi Valle, Yocasta's sister, the one sitting right behind you. She's on it. Dina Thorslund, she's a WBC #1 champ. Don't know who she's fighting yet. And Nat Dove, all the girls that were just signed. So it's incredible to see that it's an all-females card. I want to ask your opinion on this. I think it's weird doing an all-girl card. I think one of the coolest things about Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano headlining is that despite them being women, they would be the headlining fight. To me, that's the super flex. Not that it's all one gender. This is the first card of all women. Who cares? I go to see boxing. I don't go to see women boxing. I don't go to see men boxing. I just go to see what the best fights are. I think making it a gender thing, to me, it undersells how big that's going to be. He said this on the Ariel Helwani show. I just read that and I was like, as we're at an all women's summit. Right. Your thoughts when I read that to you?
Wow. So, oh my God, I'm going to probably get a lot of stuff. But you know what? I agree with him.
Okay.
Because let's have it male and female fighters on the show, and it's too big to make it be a single it out for they headlined a women's card, and that's what the fans are going to say, or not the fans, the distractors, the ones that don't really want to see women's boxing succeed. They're going to say, yeah, well, they headlined, but it was an all-female show, so but they've headlined already, and they've headlined mixed shows already. Yeah. So why, I don't know. Let's add some of the great female fighters that are on the show. with some maybe up and coming young male fighters that are not going to get that kind of exposure unless they're fighting under Taylor Serrano. I mean, I know I have a list of professional fighters that I promote that I would love to put on the undercard because there would be the most eyes on them that they could be seen. I mean, they're going to be on Netflix and at the Garden, all those things. I mean, I would be proud to have my male fighter on the show.
I think why, I'm not saying this is the reason, I think because in the way boxing is shifting with Trilogy Shake and like now TKO possibly coming into the mix of what's happening, that the female fights are lacking on a lot of the cards that we're seeing. And now it's, why not Jake Paul give the lane, especially with Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor, like the platform they've given and the millions of eyes that people saw. They're like, oh my God, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson was not really a fight, but the girls' fight was the fight. And it went to kid. I had neighbors, their kids saying, oh, so this is what you talk about? It was the best fight, blah, blah. And they're like, girls fight? Yeah. So I think maybe that could be the lane Jake Paul is going to. But I just wanted to get your opinion because it caused a lot of weird, different feelings in my head.
Yeah, and I think it's. I just hope they don't lose viewers because it is an all-female card. Because some of the old-time boxing fans that are guys, they're gonna say no, I don't want. I'm not gonna support an all-female card, and that's their prerogative to do that. But I don't want anybody to miss Taylor Serrano. I mean, come on, that's the greatest fight that we can make in women's boxing, and one of the best fights we can make in boxing.
Yeah. All right. Well, Champ, I'm going to let your mama go. All right. And I can't wait to see who plays Lisa in the movie.
She is she's badass. she's badass.
All right, Christy Martin, I appreciate your time. Thank you, Champ, for giving me your mama's time. Enjoy the WBC Women's Summit. You guys check out Christy Martin. When is your movie possibly coming out?
It's going to come out at the end of the year. There's a Netflix documentary that's been out for a couple years on Netflix. Deal with the Devil. Christy Martin, Deal with the Devil.
I watched that.
Books out there.
I watched my thing on VH1 where I talked about her life, and I couldn't give so much more credit because this woman is a living legend and a badass in the ring and a survivor and just someone that you have to look up to and just understand her story. But Christy Martin, I appreciate your time. Thank you again for always gracing our podcast.
Always.
All right, guys, I'm Cynthia. See you guys at the fights. Bye, guys.